Take a journey, it's a tour of my own mind. Giving you all corners, the many treasures you find. Fun times and the life of what
What's
makes
up,
me.
you
No,
guys?
I'm not
It's your
perfect. I
man,
never tried to
Darron
be.
Tramont,
Flaws
aka
and lost
I
days,
am
left pull back
Tramont.
the curtains.
Listen,
See me at
guys,
my best and
today
my
is about to
worst,
be
one
a
thing's for
dope,
certain. A
dope,
dope day
dope
will be
episode, especially if you're a music fan, especially if you're a fan of Dreamville. So I have my guest today, my man, my big Brody, OTS founder. If it wasn't for him, I am Tramont wouldn't be here right now. Ladies and gentlemen, clap it up for my guy, Mr. Derrick. What's going on, man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on? How you doing?
Doing pretty well. How about you,
Yes,
bro?
sir. Can't complain, man. Can't complain. Thanks for having me on.
Man, no problem, bro. And I had to bring you on because through our private conversations, I know that you are a huge J. Cole fan. I'm a huge fan of his also, and
Yeah.
so we are talking about 2014 Forest Hills Drive, a dope album. I feel like this album should be in history books to study. Man,
If it's not, that's a sad thing.
yeah, it's gonna be a
That's a
sad thing.
sad thing. This is and this is probably like one of his not one of. This is the most um go-to album for him. I would
Most
say
definitely.
this is his thriller almost.
Hmm.
Um from a you know bigger perspective type of thing.
Right,
Like
right, right.
that's how you would look at it. But
And I feel like
every
mhm,
album, like I got
sounds
KOD
dope.
right here. I got KOD right here on my dresser, the vinyl. Every
I just feel
single
like that.
album, bro.
I feel like 2014 Forest Hill Drive, because Born Center and his all his other work, it just showed how he was a great lyricist. But I feel like this album right here, it just showed that J. Cole was just on a different level. And then how he took his words and turned into a story. Not saying that his
hmm
past work didn't do the same thing. It
hmm
was just a different vibe. It felt like we were going to a new era. Honestly, when I listened to this album, I thought J. Cole was going to be the face of hip hop for a long time. But to me, he still is. But when I mean back there, I mean by the mainstream listeners.
Commercially.
Yeah, all those things. I thought he would have
hmm
a bigger fan base, but to be honest, I feel like that would have killed the essence of J. Cole. I
I
appreciate the
think it
amount
would
of
have.
I appreciate the loyalty of the fan base that he have now. Because like he said in Middle Child, he felt like he little bro and big bro, people
hmm
coming to him and also people that he's reaching out to. Let's take Jay-Z for example.
hmm
And I'm really digging what he's doing. And what I like about J. Cole, as much as I love him to drop something every day, every day, every day, I love the fact that he takes his time with his project. I think that's why his projects are so well. Like
Yeah.
2014 Hills Drive. Then after that, KOD came out like what 4 years later.
4 years.
So
Yeah.
yeah, then we had For Her
Yeah.
Eyes
Yeah. Yeah.
Only.
Yeah.
So things like that, bro. So before we
Yeah.
get deep into this, I like to ask you questions so fans get into you more.
Yeah.
J. Cole, how did you get into him? What was like if you can remember, what was the first song you heard by him? Like, what made you say, you know what, that's the guy for me?
Um, Truth be told, I think the first song that I heard was Who Dat. And
Mm,
that was actually they were actually using that on a radio station here in Atlanta, V103. They were
okay,
using that, I think, for like an outro, um, or like a switch from like to like the 6 o'clock hour or something like that.
right, right, right.
They were using that just that clip, who that. Like that's all they were using. So that's how I got introduced. Um, and then I started listening to Friday Night Lights.
Mm,
So I
dope.
listened to Friday Night Lights. Oh my god. This can I just say his mixtapes are highly underrated?
You can, because I think when people think of J. Cole, we instantly go to like Born Center, 2014 Hills Drive, KOD. So yeah, his mixtapes are highly underrated. That's how I got into the J. Cole,
hmm
because even though it wasn't his main track, but like Nobody's Perfect. That's
Oh,
the song that got me into it. Because for one, I'll be honest with you, that's the first time I ever heard Mr. Elliott sing. That was the first time ever. Because I'm so
really? Oh yeah,
first
you are.
time
I'm,
in.
I'm sorry.
Like, but not only that, like her past work. When I think, that might just hit me with age jump.
I forget you're younger than me, bro. So it's like,
but that's the thing with Missy Elliott. I think what she did with Aaliyah, her rapping like "I can't stand the rain," all those things. So, to hear her on a track, just full out singing without rapping, I was like, wow. And then of course they picked my interest. I'm like, man, who is this dude rapping with her? Like, he's dope. And then after I listened to Nobody's Perfect, because at the time I started getting J. Cole around 2013. I'll be honest, around. So after I heard that, honestly, I went to the skating rink here in Memphis. If you from Memphis, y'all know about the skating rink in Raleigh called Skateland. So at Skateland, they played this one song by J. Cole over and over and over again, and that was Power Trip with him and Miguel.
Oh, him and Miguel, yeah.
So I was like, I said, who is this dude? I think this. I'm like, why I heard this voice before? And my sister told me, oh, you know that song Nobody's Perfect? That's J. Cole. Like, he was on that track with Miss Ellie, and this is his song. I'm like, okay. So, as a young middle school, I ended up going on YouTube and looking him up, and then like Crooked Smile instantly became my favorite track. Because it's crazy. I knew about TLC before I knew about J. Cole. So
you know what's funny about that? What's up? Crooked Smile. J. Cole has helped me out with a ton of different things, like a bunch of insecurities. I used to get teased for having thick eyebrows.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But I was like this real small kid with this, like I keep telling people like my head's been the same size since '95, but like legit, I've had the same size head since I was like 5-6 years old.
Okay.
So like I would get teased for my eyebrows. I have a gap in front of my teeth, and Crooked Smile was actually the song that helped me smile.
Wow.
I used to my mom would get on me, and I kid you not, for class pictures, for like my license picture. Every single time I'm taking a picture, she would like, remember to smile. I was so insecure about my smile, but Crooked Smile is what made me embrace it. And then he also talked about what was that? It was on Born Center. I forget which track, but he talked about how his eyebrows. He's like my eyebrows like this girl's thick as hell, stuff like that. Like it was little things that he was saying, and different tracks. It was just like, okay, I'm cool. Like I can be cool. I can just be me. Like and embrace that. Like that was something that I always appreciated about him. But that was Born Sinner. For Your Eyes Only helped me not commit suicide. Like
that's deep.
Cole has been like integral in like various parts of my life. So like that's why it's like his music for me in general is just like the entire catalog. And I don't say this about every person, about every artist, because it's not true.
Right.
But every single project that he has put out, from mixtapes to of like Truly Yours 1 and 2, the Warm Up, Friday Night Lights, Sideline Story, Born Sinner, like
they just
hit,
tell stories.
Hit. I don't care what anyone says. Revenge of the Dreamers 2, then Revenge of the Dreamers 3. Like all these projects that he's worked on, like every album that he's on, every track that he's on is a hit.
Most definitely. Like one of my favorite tracks that he's featured on is like Shea Butter Baby. The way he took that song is, just the intro, like the way he came in, you cross my mind 1,000 times, just to hear that little part. I like, and then he just went in just flowing. Like J. Cole is that diverse. Like for me to hit like For Your Eyes Only, because I have like a close like place for that song, for that whole album myself, like Deja Vu. Of course, everybody when I first heard it, I did like what everybody else said.
Yeah.
Oh, this is an exchange remix or something with Bryson Tiller.
Yeah.
Not knowing the history of that was actually J. Cole beat first before
Yeah.
Bryson Tiller got
Isn't
his
that
hands
funny?
on. Right, that's weird to me, bro. Like, but I like the fact J. Cole didn't come out and say, "No, this might be. I had a year before you. Yeah, I just not. No, the man just went ahead dropped his version. And
He just did it.
Deja Vu helped me. I was going through a bad. I ain't gonna say bad because that was high school, but I went through a breakup in high school, and Deja Vu was the track for me. And
Yeah.
She's Mine's Part One. That song right there, like my Part One and Part Two is
Phenomenal.
it's such a great story. If you don't know J. Cole, and if you just know about the album that we're gonna be discussing later on this episode, 2014 His Drive. If you want another album, I feel like by J. Cole that doesn't get a lot of recognition, it's For Your Eyes Only. Like that,
Bro, you know why it doesn't get recognition? Because people
why is it?
know the story.
Mm, mm,
And I think that, see, like, and I'll be honest, when I first heard it, like, this is why when I listen to music, I kind of like listen to it multiple times before I try
right.
to formulate an
Same
opinion.
here.
Because I'm sitting there listening to it, and of course, like, I'm listening. I want to hear those, those beats. I wanted to hear something that was just classic, right?
Like
Like
neighbors.
from right.
Mhm.
That's what I was kind of hoping the entire album was going to be, just from before I heard this whole project. But when I sat and listened to it, you talking about his storytelling. He was telling the story of his best friend,
Right, right. Their life.
and you thought, like, as the audience, you thought it was
About
his
him.
story.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like halfway through, you kind of figure, oh,
Oh,
this is
snap.
his boy.
Mm-hmm.
And that he intertwines his story with his friend's story. It's just, he's such a, I would honestly say between him and Kendrick, they are the best storytellers.
For sure.
Musically, they are the best storytellers out now. Like, and and just like you were saying, like, J. Cole takes his time between projects. We've
Mm-hmm.
seen the same thing with Kendrick.
Right.
Like, Kendrick came out with Damn in what, 18?
2017. 17. 18, he dropped the Black Panthers soundtrack.
Right.
Mm.
And I mean, it's been 3 years since we had a project from him, right?
Yep, you're right.
But I'm okay with that. Now
Right.
with J. Cole, he did kind of promise us 2020.
Right.
He even made a whole campaign about 2020.
Right.
So I was like looking the entire year. I'm like, nigga, come on now.
Come on, right, drop this, man. If you don't drop, I'm gonna come, man.
Come on, bro.
But
I'm okay
I feel
with
like,
it.
yeah, me too. And I feel like, cause like I said earlier, if he would have dropped like how all these other artists would drop, it would kill the essence. Good, like, and let's go with Drake. It seems like Drake drop a lot of music, but if you really look at the time frame when he drops it, it'd be like months from each other.
Yeah.
So like, Laugh Now, Cry Later, that came out what, June, July, and the last thing we had got from him was in March. And before March, he didn't drop nothing till I think Money in the Grave, and that was in the summer of 2019. So so to see that, you know what I'm saying? But J. Cole himself, it made me wonder, like For Your Eyes Only, made me think of which the track we're gonna talk about today, '03 Adolescence. I wonder if that was a prequel, if that's the same
That's
friend.
the friend.
So okay,
that's
bro, that was been my prediction. I was like, is that a prequel to his life?
If that's not the same friend, it sounds just like it, because it's you hear on '03 Adolescence the story that's being told, and how the friend's like, yo, bro, like, this ain't for you, man. Like, this ain't for you. And to hear the story of that friend, how, like, and really, if I'm not mistaken, his friend was a bit of a writer too. So for him to write his story out for J. Cole to tell his daughter,
Hmm.
that's why people don't appreciate that album, bro. Because
Right.
like when I even got to Folding Clothes, I remember
Hmm.
sitting there the first time hearing it, I was like, he's sitting there talking about almond milk. And I'm just like, I was like, okay. Like I get where he's going with this. Like it's really good. And truth be
Hmm.
told, that's the track that saved my life, bro.
Oh
Truth be
wow.
told, that's the track that saved my
Wow.
life. Because I remember like I was in this space of hopelessness and um not understanding where my life was going. It was like 27. I was like
Hmm.
26, 27. That album came out in 17, right?
It came out 16.
16. So I
December of
was so
16.
I was so I was 26 when it came out. And I remember just being in this space of just like not knowing what the hell I'm doing.
Right. Right.
And like I'm like everything is dark. And I was like, I was about to end it. The only reason why I didn't, my family, my
Hmm.
girlfriend, and Folding Clothes. Because
Mm.
Folding Clothes was I was sitting there, I'm just like, yo, I do want that one day, man.
Hmm.
I want that. I
Mm.
want to be able to sit here in full clothes with my wife, right? Like I want to be able to like
Make
who
those
thinking
memories.
about almond milk, man? Like
Right.
I drink almond milk. I'm cool with it. Like I love almond milk, but to sit here and like think about like you're changing your dietary, stuff and like you doing things you didn't think you'd ever be doing. Like
Right.
especially coming from his friend's perspective of just like being, like hustling and being in the street to folding clothes and drinking almond milk. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like that's the evolution that he wanted. I think that was, if I'm not mistaken, that was part of J. Cole's story that he told as if that's what the friend was looking forward to
Mm-hmm.
doing. The
Hmm.
evolution that he was looking forward to. I could be wrong,
Yeah.
but that's how I took it. That was my
Yeah. That's how
interpretation.
you think. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because
I.
Neighbors was also his story, I think, and then
Mhm.
Folding Clothes was his story. So it's like it's a great merge and fusion of those two stories because they came from the same area, right? Like
Right.
the only reason why J. Cole didn't end up with the same fate is because he chose a different path.
Yep.
His friend chose that path because there was no other choice for him.
Hmm. That was the lifestyle.
That was a lifestyle. Cole had that opportunity to pursue, a different route, and thank God he did. You know how many
Right.
lives J. Cole saved, man?
Man, like I'm not like J. Cole. I put mine's probably not as deep as yours, and man, we thank you for sharing it. But
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
for me, I think the song that really helped me. So beginning of 2019, uh, I wouldn't say I was in a bad place, but I was getting there.
Mm-hmm.
I was smoking marijuana heavily because just for one to hang out with some older friends back in those days, but also just forget my problems because I felt like because before I got into acting and doing the podcast stuff back in 2019, I was trying to be a professional wrestler. Like
Oh yeah,
2018,
yeah, yeah. Yep,
2019, I
yep.
was trying to be a wrestler. So, but at that time, training, like the funds for training was coming in. I
Mm-hmm.
had a obligation to had to have help out at home, so I
Mm-hmm.
felt stuck. And I remember the night he dropped Middle Child. Middle Child was the track
Yes.
for me that really
Yes.
made me say, "Hold up, wait a minute!" Like, because at that time I felt like I was getting slept on because I wanted to be a professional wrestler. So
Mm-hmm.
when his first line was like, "Niggas been counting me out. I'm loading my bullets. I'm
Yeah,
loading up."
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
When he
yeah,
said that, I was like, "Oh, that was the first thing hit." Because I went on Twitter. I'm seeing people talking about J. Cole Middle Child. Woo, woo, woo. I'm
yeah.
like,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Go on YouTube when I heard the first like the way the beat had hit
Yeah,
before the main bass dropped,
yeah,
and then when he started rapping, I was just like, J. Cole really helped me get inspiration. Like that right
yeah,
there had helped me say, okay, let me keep going.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that so J. Cole most if he making me just feel inspired to keep going, and then to hear your story made me wonder, like, yeah, the man saved a lot of lives. He probably inspired a
it
lot of
did.
people. Like
I
that's
see.
why I look at what he doing with Dreamville right now.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, it's a lot of rappers I never like. I call him JID. I don't know if he is the
Jit.
full.
Jit.
Okay,
Yeah,
G,
yeah,
but
yeah. I think
Like
he had to switch it. He had to switch it because everybody was trying to say JID and
yeah,
type it in as JID. It didn't work.
right, bro. I was showing you to
Can't
call. I'm
find
like,
you,
man.
bro.
I used to play that. I used to play Down Bad on the game. They were
Yes.
like, "Who's that rap?" I'm like, JID. They were like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like, no, G is my bad, bro. G. But yeah,
Yeah.
like I would never heard of him when he wasn't there. Ari Lennox, like even though she around that time, Shea Butter Baby was getting played on the radio, I really didn't know who she was until I heard about Dreamville. So the things
Boss.
that yeah, bro, for real,
And,
bro.
and Boss was someone that he hung out with. Like that was his boy from early on.
And you know what? I ain't started listening to him probably till the last album he dropped, and I seen J. Cole promoted, and that was my first time ever hearing him like that.
You know, he because I know it's that track that nobody listens to.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the name of it. But the last track on Forest Hills Drive, where it's like 12, 13 minutes
Coming
long.
the outro, yeah,
The
yeah,
outro, yeah, with the credits.
yeah.
Um, he he's talking to Boss on there, and I think he
Mm-hmm.
mentioned Kaz and Effect.
Mm-hmm.
Those are two Dreamville artists,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, we haven't heard much from Kaz. I
Mm-hmm.
think in the last 2 3 years, but he's on Revenge of the Dreamers 3, but
Mm-hmm. Great mixtape.
and he, oh my god, bro. I see
Great
that's what I'm saying.
mixtape.
I think people sleep on Cole's mixtapes in general,
Just the all three on 'em, like
but they're
Revenge of the
all
Dreamers,
good.
bro. Like that whole mixtape. I think mine's is part. I think because part two is the one with Down Bad and Under the Sun. That's my
Three,
favorite. So it's three. Also, no mind.
yeah,
So three is my favorite one because that whole one with the song with Ty Dolla Signs, all that's a great mixtape, bro. Like
yeah.
J Cole is the man for that.
Now and
So
there's on the first Revenge of the Dreamers,
mhm.
there's a track that J. Cole did called Lil Niggas. I
I
forget
remember that.
it's the what was that? God, been a long day, so forgive me. But it was a sample from Tupac.
Mm,
Um that I still want. It's just a snippet. It's like 51 seconds long.
mhm,
But it's, bro, I still want to hear the rest of it.
mm.
J. Cole freestyling. I think people sleep on that too. They sleep
Yeah.
on his mixtapes and they sleep on his freestyling.
Mhm.
Um, and producing, like just him as a producer. They sleep on
No.
all of those facets of him and just focus on him as a rapper.
I,
And
man.
bro, this dude, this dude is crazy, man. And
That's why
I
I like ATM.
appreciate, yeah, exactly, exactly. And that's why I agree with you. I don't know that uh if he had the same commercial success as Drake, I don't know that he would have the same impact.
Right.
I
Right.
don't know he would because his whole thing is just staying himself.
Staying low. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is because like I said before, I'm a huge Drake fan.
Right.
But if you take Drake, take care.
Mhm.
I ain't even throw in nothing with the same. Drake take care,
Yes.
nothing with the same, and Drake uh
His mixtapes.
Scorpio, no, not just Scorpio, just Scorpion. I said Scorpion,
Mhm.
Scorpion. Just take those, you can see a whole different vibe. Let's even go back to the mixtape days.
Mhm.
Drake mixtape, so far so gone. Like all those days, like you
Oh,
see the
that
difference.
was my
So
favorite. That was my favorite Drake, bro.
mine, mine would
Right.
take care. Like I don't care what nobody say. Like people, Drake is goated. He is one of the legends. But to me, take care is like how we say about 2014 Hills Drive for J Cole.
Mhm.
Take Care is that album for me. And
Mhm.
Nothing Was the Same is right behind it because Nothing Was the Same. I have a lot of more memories with it because I remember when I got Nothing Was the Same, Grand Theft Auto 5 had just came out on the PS3. That's kind of
Oh yeah.
messed. That's kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
crazy to say. And now they went through three consoles because now it's on the PS5. That's kind of crazy to me. But that was a whole look. That was a whole vibe because I feel like that's around the time I started downloading music on my phone at that
Mhm.
time, playing
Mhm.
GTA, hearing Worst Behavior, Hold On, We're Going Home. But Take Care, it give me those radio days when, like,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
buying the CD, like, that's how I heard about 2014 Hills Drive. I didn't stream it at all. I had somebody who had the CD and we played it over and over and over again.
I
That's
cannot begin
why
to tell you how many times I listened to the album. I bought the CD,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
And I had a Toyota Camry, red Toyota Camry, Corolla. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually looking for this CD the other day, so I don't even know if I still have it.
Mm-hmm.
But that thing lived in the CD player.
Come
I
on.
played that album so much. My ex got pissed off with me. Every
Oh
single time
man.
I would pick her up, we would go like to a restaurant or whatever. I'm throwing Forest Hills Drive on, and she actually thought I was just a J. Cole fan based on a fad, because that's when it was a little cooler to be a J. Cole fan.
Right. Right. Right.
Forest Hills Drive was like a lot of people's introduction to him.
Mm-hmm.
No, I had true to
Now,
your words. There was a time, I kid you not, there was a time when I was only listening to mixtapes. I was
mm,
listening to mixtapes from J. Cole, from
mm-hmm.
Wale, and
Mm-hmm.
from Drake. Those are the
Mm,
only three I was listening. That was my rotation for
mm,
about a good year and a half, 2 years
mm,
of just those mixtapes. So like listening to J. Cole's mixtapes was like, that's what I did. So
mm-hmm.
Forest Hills Drive, that's nothing to me. Like I'm listening to Forest Hills Drive as much as possible. I
Right.
guarantee I've probably listened to that album somewhere in the range of about 250 to 300 times.
Woo, man.
Somewhere,
So
somewhere
let
in that range.
so let's talk about this. So when For His Drive first dropped, do you remember like where you was? Like how old were you when that album dropped?
That came out late 14, right?
Right, like early mid, like I think it's like around almost around springtime.
So I was 24.
Okay, and wow, and that's crazy. I was 14, about to be 15 when
Wow.
that album dropped. And
Yeah.
I just remember because literally I said, wow, you like, damn, you making me feel old. Tremont, stop making me feel old, man. But but listen, I remember that album dropped because I remember when it first dropped, I heard a couple tracks, but I think I really didn't start hearing it to like the fall of 2014, like getting close to like Thanksgiving era. Because
Hmm.
I remember when the album was getting like worldwide known. I
Hmm.
remember that when everybody started growing their hair out. Like 'cause
Yes.
J. Cole was
Yes.
like if you look at the Forest Hill Drive poster, you guys like just everyone who's listening, even if you watching the footage right now,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
just listening on your podcast, Apple Music and all other streaming software, just close your eyes and just think about 2014 Hills Drive, and just think about every guy you see in high school, middle school, if you that young, or even your workplace if you older. You're gonna
Hmm.
see somebody was growing their hair out to that J. Cole afro. Everybody
Bro,
was doing it. I did it.
I
Everybody
wanted
was
to.
doing
I wanted to. Here's the thing. I don't
it.
think I look good with an afro.
Bro, I'm telling you, hey, and that's
So
when
it's one of those things. I say, you know what? Let me choose between the hair and or the beard. I said, I've been shaving bald since I was 16, 15, 16.
wow.
And I can still grow my hair out. People think I'm like I got a receding hairline, or for some reason. I don't know. Like, bro, it's hair. I got hair. I just
Yeah.
like shaving bald.
They ball. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
your preference.
that's my thing.
Mhm.
But I was like, do I shave? Do I continue to shave? Or because I don't like how I look with the beard and longer
Yeah.
hair, right? So
Uh-huh.
I'm like, if I grow my
I
hair
do.
out,
That's why I'm trying to get the beard for my hair. Like I'm trying to. But see, that's the thing, because I remember
oh, I wanted to so bad.
I I remember because I had just had a haircut. This because around September I had a low cut. I had from September to October. I didn't realize how fast my hair grew.
Mhm.
Because I seen pictures, they were dope. So I went to this school called Career Life Preparatory School.
uh,
And like I said, like after October, like the beginning of November, that's when my hair was really out. And my boy Lennox, he gonna hate that I'm throwing him out there. I have a friend named Lennox, die hard in music. He's a huge J. Cole fan himself.
uh,
And that's how I realized everybody was doing the J. Cole style on different. He had a high top. But like,
oh yeah, yeah.
but with the J. Cole style, it was kind of like, I ain't gonna lie, J. Cole hair was neat, but he also like he was sponging it. That's how I got introduced to sponge. My boy Lennox came to school because he was like an after school helper. He came to work up there. Um, I know he had a clear bag, and I seen this big yellow sponge in there. I'm like, bro, where you get your sponge? Like, I knew about the beauty supply sponge because at that time that's when they were blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
Tramont had a big yellow sponge that he took from the house and cut it up. Did this? It looked just like it. And I'm like, but at the same, while I was growing my hair out, I wasn't realizing where we were getting it from.
Yeah.
But I knew about the Forest Hill Drive album cover. I knew about J. Cole, heard how it was looking. But what made me stop, it was in December. That same school had this thing called Hookup. And we ended up calling it a different name, which I don't remember. But it took a picture of us, my homeboy Lennox. He got his arm around me and the arm around Rashad. We was praying. And they was taking pictures. They took a picture of me. I didn't realize how tall my hair was, and it was kind of like sponged up. Back then, I didn't pick my hair out. I didn't sponge my hair. I just let it go wild.
Oh, yeah.
So I looked at the album cover. I was like, I got J. Cole's afro. Then realized how much of an influence he put on me, because I was around that time too. I was starting bumping the album. So I digress a little bit, but let's talk about it. Like, so we don't have to go down the full track list. Everybody know this incredible track list. Let's talk about our person. Everybody should know about this incredible track list. If you don't, like, I know I got a couple friends like Beezy and Rose and all those folks. My cousin Charlie, they don't listen to J. Cole. I play J. Cole in this part. Well, my friend Beezy do. He love J. Cole, love yours. But my cousin Charlie, if I play J. Cole, he be like, bro, turn this off. Like, I tell you this. You know why he only like Middle Child?
What?
Because my cousin's a huge Kodak Black fan. So he like had a long talk with Kodak. He said that's the only reason why he liked this song, because he said that. I told him, I said, you really slow. You need to listen to J. Cole. See, man. My friends literally tell me don't get on the aux because they like mumble rap. They like Pooh Shiesty. They like Moneybag Yo, Big 30. I grew up Big 30. Big 30 one. I take it back. Big 30 really no mumble rapper. He's a lyricist, but they like D Moolah, Fineo, all those artists. See, I like storytelling. Like my friends, like they'll tell you. Like my friend Two Live, he's a DJ, so he listens to all types of music. Even though he like that type of rap, they like. But when I play my music, he like keep that going. Like I bump J. Cole, I bump Drake, I bump Tupac, I bump Method Man, I bump. And I think that's because of my dad, because my dad's a truck driver, and me being on the road with him. I used to listen to those couple tracks. But to go back to him, J. Cole, like that was the guy. Lyrics wise, you need to listen to. Bro. If you don't know this full track, please go to the album. You gonna be your outlook. If you don't listen to, if you want to say that type of rap, I promise you, after you listen to the full 2014 Hills Drive album, you can just listen to Wet Dreams. Like if you listen to that whole album or a certain track, I promise you, you gonna go dive deep into J. Cole's catalog.
I don't see how you can't.
Right.
And see, that's the thing. His versatility. We touched on it a little bit before, right?
Yeah. Right.
Mumble rap. J. Cole can do mumble rap. J. Cole and Kendrick have both done it.
I'm about to say, because Middle Child, he tried to do it. Right.
Do it better. So if you're into mumble rap, like KOD is your album.
Yeah, ATM. That's why when you were talking about his freestyle person, I feel like the only part he probably wrote out was the first verse. If you listen to that second verse, I said, man, J. Cole sound like he's freestyling. Especially he said, I'm like Tommy and Martin. I like when he brought that reference. I said, if he wrote that, he had to really think about it. I feel like he was, to be honest, I feel like that whole KOD, he was freestyling and he was showing people, oh, you like mumble rap? I got you.
See, that's the
I'm gonna hit you with it.
KOD was a project that he did like almost as a response to people, because up until then, people kept playing with his name, bro. Like disrespecting him, saying he's not who he is. He's overrated, this, that, and the other. KOD, he's saying like, yo, I can do this. I just don't.
Better.
I just don't. Like, but yeah, I can do it and be better than you. Like, don't get it twisted. That's what KOD was. That's what I love his attitude on that album. It's like, bro, y'all doing too much, man. I'm gonna show you how to do it, and I'm gonna go back to doing my thing.
Dude went ham on that.
That's what he did.
So, and to go back to 2014 Hills Drive, just that's how I feel like with no role models. and I read the history on it. Supposedly no role models wasn't supposed to actually be on the album that soon because
Mm-hmm.
when he basically said in the first part, first thing first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil.
Mm-hmm.
James Avery died, I think December 30th of 2013.
Yeah.
And so when he said that in 2014, Heal Dry came out like a couple months later. So the fact that he was like, because I don't know the process of an album, but I do have a producer friend, and I know an album takes a lot of work.
It's
So
a
the
lot
fact
of
that he was
work.
able to, so the fact that he
Yeah.
did it, if he never said, even if he never said first thing first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil, but I still read the history that he added that track on there the last minute, it would sound like that was probably one of the first songs he recorded for the album, wrote. Like that whole track to me, bro, that's my second favorite track on the album. Wet Dreams is my favorite track. And hey, listen here, that look, everybody was that shy boy and that shy girl about to have their first time.
Oh,
And that song told stories,
bruh.
bro. Like
Like,
I literally had an experience like with dreams before. I
yeah,
had an experience like it literally. If I wasn't as deep, like we wrote notes, we got in trouble in class. No, but I was fronting, telling the girl I was pro.
uh-huh.
When we got there, it was awkward. It was a bit awkward because I didn't know what I was
That first
doing.
time is always awkward,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, but like J. Cole said, and that song, like that's the thing of what I like about this album. It's relatable. Okay, when he said first thing first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. Everybody grew up with Fresh Prince. If you didn't grow up with
Yeah.
Fresh Prince, you didn't have no childhood.
Especially if you're in the 90s.
Right,
Like,
right.
I don't see how you
Like and like he said, he regret not being with Nia Long, Leah. Of course, I wish I
all
was
my
that
crushes.
age back in
Those
the
are
day.
all my crushes, bro. Like
Right.
those are all
I wish I was that age. I literally said it.
I
I
would
said it
literally
last
watch
night.
Fresh Prince and see Nia Long. I'm like, God dang, man. Like,
Man, I literally said it last night. Cause I was watching like somebody posted a 90s video, they like 90s ladies on Instagram. And I was watching, I was like, yeah, I would been getting around in the 90s. Jada Pinkett, Nia Long, Halle Berry. I would been trying to get Janet Jackson. I was like, yeah. So the CJ Cole to throw that in there.
and what's her name? Maya from
Oh,
Fresh Prince. She's the one that never gets mentioned, man. I was convinced Maya was gonna be my wife, bro.
you know what? You know who I used to say I wanted to marry on Fresh Prince? I know a lot of people say Tatiana Ali, which is very good. I used to always want a Hillary. Hillary was for me.
Hillary was an airhead. I like I and I that see that's my
Airhead to
thing.
me.
Like, I need
You could be my earhead.
I love conversations like being able to sit down and talk with who I'm with.
So
And
you like the seductive type stuff like the Key Sweat Hotel.
hey, bro, look. And you know what's funny too? You talking about wet dreams. Full disclosure, I didn't even lose my virginity until I was 25, right?
Wow.
So the ex that I was with when I listened to when I was like on this album, like heavy, those are moments that I remember just having with her, like awkward, like not awkward, because she was very patient with me, thank God. But
she like, come on, boy.
I mean, but it was all, like I wasn't like like a 13-year-old boy didn't know anything. I just had never done anything, so it was like it was one of those things that it is what it is. But I remember having those feelings like of J. Cole in that track. It's like, Jesus, like you put on this facade, like I'm all this.
I'm that man. I'm gonna tell you up.
Yeah, and then it's just like, damn.
like
come on, man.
Like, come on. What Michael said on Raw Bounce, I'll fight you with one arm tied behind my back. Put it up, put it up, put it up, put it up. Come on, put it up. Come on.
Bro, that I will say, it was like, but that I get that track so much, and it's something like everything that Cole spoke about in this album is like I can relate. That's why he's my favorite artist. I don't care I don't care if we're talking about, anyone else. Like I have much respect for everyone else. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to be an artist. Being an
Right.
artist is tiring, bro. Like, and that's why I'm not even mad at Cole and Kendrick that when they don't drop fast
Mm-hmm.
enough because like there's a process. You can't
They're gonna
rush
get
the
burnt
process.
out.
If you rush the process, you're not gonna have a good product. Period.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it
Period.
is. But I like, mm, I like. He's my favorite. He's just my favorite because he's been someone that has not only helped me through so much, but like I listen to his music when I have like high anxiety. J. Cole and Bob Marley are the two artists that when I'm
Mm.
really
Ooh.
anxious,
Mm-hmm.
they bring me down. They bring me back down and calm me down. And
Mm-hmm.
they're the only two that do that. At least I've realized, like
Mm-hmm.
those are the only two that really do that for me. So um everything that and I can't say everything that he's talked about in his music because he's talked about being a kid that has a white parent and a black parent.
Right.
I don't
Right.
have that
Right.
experience. I like,
Mm.
but a lot of stuff that he talks about in his music, like I relate to a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, wet dreams, that awkwardness.
The awkwardness, bro.
Now you get past it more,
Yeah. Of course.
practice. Like
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
like
Yeah. You
now
be like big dog.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm just like,
But
hey, all right, let's go. But
and
it's like it's you can relate to that awkwardness, and people don't talk
right.
about that. It's just something that
Mhm.
people just kind of like skate by.
I think people when they think of Witcher, they automatically think about him. They just gonna automatically all this about him having sex with this girl. No, it's a story.
It's a
Like
whole
okay, he met this
process.
girl in high school. He was really thinking about sexual thoughts about her. He finally talking. She finally give him that energy, but he realized, oh, I can't pick this stuff up. Like
I don't
mine, I
know what
can't.
the hell I'm
And then
doing.
he realized she can't back up what she was telling him. So that like that, and
Yeah,
not only that, the main thing, awkwardness. Like, come on, like I'm sweating too, just thinking about it, like,
yeah.
what if I can't perform as well?
Your
So that's why I
heart
love
beating
that
real
track.
fast.
Right.
You're overthinking. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of little nuances that he brings to the forefront with that track. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that people just, especially the previous generation, right? Um, they can hear something like that and they're just like, oh, it's just raunchy. It's just about sex. It's
Mm-hmm.
just nah.
Right. No,
Listen
it's
to the
more than that.
story. It's a whole story.
We could go deeper than that, even though he is talking about it. He's talking about a crush, his first like a
Your
crush, his
first crush. You remember
crush,
your first
awkwardness,
crush?
how you feel around it. That's why I like.
Oh,
You know what? At first, I didn't appreciate the video, but now as I got old, of course I was
yes.
young with that video. When I got older, I appreciate the video. I see hear people talk. "Man, I'm mad how he did the video. I'm not now. First back then, I was like, man, I thought it was gonna show him in high school mess with his girl, but I
Mhm.
like the fact it was such an innocent video
It's
because
innocence.
it make you really sit back and listen and get the message. It's about innocence. It's about awkwardness. It's about your crushing. It's about all those things.
Yeah, because that's like you said, that's the essence of the track, innocence. Like you're thinking about how, you know, when you're that age,
Mhm.
how much you're thinking about the future. Like, oh, wait till this happens, that happens. And it's you and your crush that you're thinking about, right? I can't begin to tell you
Right.
how many times I had a crush on someone even when I
You
was in
don't want to know how
kindergarten.
many I had. Wow.
Jesus Christ, man. Like
Wow. I'm
it
gonna say the
was
name
so
on her.
it was so many, but just that awkwardness of trying to talk to a girl. That's something that we don't really discuss as men, like how weird it is.
It's very
You can
weird.
build it up way before you go talk to her. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say that. Then when you go talk to her, and you
No,
sweating. You don't know what to do. You just kind of like moving all over the place. It's like you don't know what to do with your hands. It's
I
just like
ain't gonna lie. And you and piece you be like, I don't want her to walk away. Just go walk away. And then when she walk away, you be like, dang, bro,
hey,
she
why didn't I
walked
say
away.
this, man?
So man, I didn't, bro.
Yeah. Cole captured all of that And that's why I'm like I appreciate it, because again, it's not just about sex. It's
Right.
the build up, it's the lead up, it's the story, like what, like his, the mentality, the process of how you're telling this lie, and then when it comes down to it, can I actually back it up? Because I know I can't, because I don't know what I'm doing. And at the
Mhm.
same time, she doesn't either. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like that's a big part of it. So I like, yeah, man. Cole just,
That J. Cole, that
it's that
man just
storytelling. It's a
it's a
storytelling.
different breed. And that's when okay, like and to continue with the storytelling, we can move on to '03 Adolescence. '03 Adolescence, that track right there, bro. Like I like the like when he's just the way he just started it off. I woke up, effing screw up, tie my shoe up. When he said that,
Mm-hmm.
everybody felt like that was a screw up. Everybody, know,
Oh
ain't
yeah,
not one person. If you say you not, if you feel like you never been a screw up, you ever person feel like you probably not one out, but everybody mentally feel like I screwed up. Like
yeah,
if you saying that you haven't, you're lying to yourself.
yeah.
So the fact that he's saying that, and just the story of the song, just how how he wish he was his friend, how
Yes.
he wish he was his friend because his friend was selling drugs, he was getting money,
Mm-hmm.
not knowing. Well, as you go, once you get past the first verse and the chorus, when you go to the second verse, not knowing that his friend slick depressed.
Yeah.
Like when he was
Exactly.
telling J. Cole made a statement saying he asked him how he could get just like him. And his friend, like the fact that his friend laughed at him, it was showing like really Jermaine, like,
Yeah.
bro, I'm trying to be like you. You better go get a college degree, and I'm stuck either flipping burgers or I'm stuck selling drugs, and that's only $100 a week.
Yeah.
So him to say that, and then when Paul hit me hard, I can't relate to this, but I
Mm-hmm.
know people who do. When he's like, I grew up with four brothers with one mother who never loved them,
Flawless.
and he was like, why did she never use a condom? Like when he
Yeah.
said that, it hit hard. But it also took me back where I used to complain when I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't have my way. Just
Mm-hmm.
like J. Cole, he said it right after
I
that. He was
felt
like,
ashamed to have ever
they
complained.
would complain. Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he said, when he said, Mama, dry your eyes, there's no reason to cry. Like,
Mm-hmm.
everybody had probably took, like, telling you, if you got a real parent, but she know you ain't appreciate what you're doing, oh, she hurting. And,
Yeah.
like, and when he was like, Mom, I didn't realize the growth we had from what he said, like a part to a tree, something like that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Now they're in a
uh
trailer, and then
yeah,
now you
trade, and
got
now they
now
got a
you got
lawn
trees.
now.
Yeah, trees
Yeah,
in
so
the yard. Yeah. It's just
and
the
I,
little
and
things.
and I
It's
like
about
how his friend.
appreciating the little things.
Right. And I like how his friend was talking to him on there. Like he was like,
Yeah.
bro, like really? You want to be like me? Bro, you sound like a clown, bro. Like I look up to you. You shouldn't look up to me.
And you know what's funny is because it's a pattern. Every time you listen to stories of people that come from that environment, they
Hmm.
always tell you, if anyone that was in that life of that lifestyle, if they ever saw someone that had potential to be something,
They're gonna get on you.
bro, they making sure you don't get
Be like
involved
them.
with that. Like they
Hmm.
see you coming their way, bruh, nah, you got too much. You got too much to
Hey, well,
lose.
yeah, we lost our time. You ain't finna be like us, man. You just
Yeah,
do what you do.
yeah, and it's funny. Like every single time you hear someone that's from that environment, what if they
Hmm.
didn't encourage the person to do that? Think about what would have happened if his friend
Put him on.
was just put him on.
We had the J. Cole that we know today. They
We
hit
probably
hard.
wouldn't have J. Cole. And the domino effect about that is all the lives that he saved would most likely be gone.
No, right. And that's why,
You
like
see
the
what I'm
next
saying?
line, yeah, and that's why I'm glad you said it because it kind of helped because I just pulled up the lyrics for the next line that I like. You like, you made a genius, and I ain't gonna take it for granted. I ain't gonna settle for less. I ain't gonna take what they hand me. Now I'm gonna take what they owe me and show you that I can fly and show old girl what she missing, the illest
Yes.
nigga alive.
Yeah.
Who am I? When he said that, bro,
Yeah.
that made me just and make the same thing. Like you're saying, when you take stuff for granted, bro, and you take things for lesser than what it really is, man, you sit back, you like, mine, bro, like, no. Nah, bro, I'm gonna show people that I'm more than what they think I am. So the fact that it took that conversation with his friend, because that way you need it from the person that you look up to.
Yes.
Person like that's why I go shout out to my main highlight. I talked
Yes.
to him. To him say stuff to me, I like, all right, bam. Shout out, and I got another brother here in Memphis named Reggie and Damian Griffin and Marquino, like Reggie Henderson. I'm gonna shout my brother out. The guy who he's actually helped me with my video. He helped me with my
Right.
video. And
Right.
every time I feel like I'm about to do something, like those brothers I just named, they experienced some of the stuff I went through.
Right.
Some of them had it harder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like my boy Keno, my boy Marquino, he had it harder than me. So when he talked to me, he don't talk to me. Oh, he's gonna be good. No, he give me raw and rugged. Like when he
Yeah.
talk to you, when you ask him why he talk like that, he said, "Man, I gotta talk like a thug." He said,
Yeah.
"That's where I came from."
Yeah.
And then and the reason he do that because he overcame so much. Man, my brother, he's married,
Mm-hmm.
just bought a house.
Mm-hmm.
The and you know his story, how much stuff he overcame. So when he see
Yeah.
me feel like I'm losing, he get on my tail, and it takes
Yeah.
it. He
Yeah.
takes that versus people like, yeah, we could, let's show you some. Like,
Yeah.
my boy Reggie, same way. Reggie and I is thugging with it, but he said to the point, like, that's why I said me and Reggie, we alike.
Mm-hmm.
So he said when he say something, it hit me. So every time I hear that line, I instantly think about people I'm close with. Like I had conversation with my dad, had conversation with
Mm-hmm.
my mom, stuff I took for granted for them.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so motivated to continue to do what I'm doing now because I want
Yeah.
to show them that they made a genius. They made
Right.
that
Right.
they made me. So
Yeah.
that's why. Yeah, I know. I said "Wet Dreams" is my favorite song. I know "No Role Models" is my favorite song. But like how you said, J. Cole is like the artist to help you calm down. If I feel like now I'm too overbearing, I either listen, of course, Lecrae gospel music, but J. Cole wise, I love Middle Child, I love No Role Models, I love Wet Dreams, I love all them Miami music. But '03 Adolescence got to be the first song I listen to when I feel like
I feel
I'm
that.
like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm lost. I don't know what to do. When I listen to
Yeah.
'03 Adolescence, I'm like such at peace
Yeah.
because the message behind it is like I told you before, like I talked about on Mental Check, I was chasing other people's success.
Right.
Man, don't do that. You
Yeah.
don't know what they going through behind closed doors. To J. Cole
See.
eyes, his friend was making all this money. He probably
Mm-hmm.
smashing all the females,
Mm-hmm.
not knowing he's depressed. His mama don't love him or his brothers.
Yeah. Yeah.
He only make $100 a week. Like he didn't know those struggles. He just
Yeah.
only seen, people show what they want to show. So he was just
Yeah.
showing him,
Yeah.
yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? That's probably how he was. He probably wasn't. I might be wrong. Probably that's probably why J. Cole put in the song.
Mm-hmm.
But he probably like, man, yeah, I'm smashing little
And
Britney. Yeah, I'm smashing
if it's
Mississippi.
not the friend that he was looking at that had that kind of lifestyle, look at anyone else that has that lifestyle that is making money. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like it's very easy to make a lot of money that way, but
Mm-hmm.
then there's also stressors that come along with it. Having
Mm-hmm.
to look over your back, having to question motive with different people.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't come from the streets, bro. So I can't speak about the streets,
Mm-hmm.
but I know people that can, and like
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I respect this one so much because like when you're sitting there, you listen to other people tell you like, bro, this ain't it. This ain't
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Go and then you think about it, you're like this. Why isn't this it? And they tell
Mm-hmm.
you why this isn't it for you.
Right. Right.
I was tripping, bro. I was tripping. I wasn't looking at this the right way. And then you realize everything you took for granted in terms of like the little things. Like I can't begin to tell you how many times I took what my parents did for me for granted.
Man,
Not begin to tell
bro.
you.
I'm still facing the consequences of that. Mine,
It
bro.
just
You just
doesn't
don't
make
understand.
sense. Like, but that's also how you are as a kid. You
Yeah.
just feel like, especially when you
Off
grow
your
up
head.
in a comfortable lifestyle. I'm not saying that you don't experience a lot of hardships, but when you don't when you have a place to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
when you have food to eat,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just the basic necessities.
And not only that, and like if you really struggling, but your parents ain't showing that you struggling, you thinking everything all smooth and dandy. You be like,
Bro.
you didn't know they were really struggling. You like, dang.
Bro, my
So this what
parents
they
didn't
going
show me a
through,
lot
and
of stuff, man.
and
My
and
parents
I'm
kept a
like,
lot of stuff tucked.
man,
We lived, bro. I kid you not. There was a period of time, 3 years straight, no AC, no heat,
wow,
no AC, no heat.
wow.
But my parents still made sure that my sister and I didn't go without. Right?
Mm.
It was hot as hell. We live in Georgia. It was
Drink a lot of water.
hot as hell. But you know what? That's exactly it. Drank water, drank Gatorade. My dad made sure, like a lot of nights we would, because I was homeschooled. So
Mhm.
that's also why, and I forgot to say this earlier. That's also why I didn't lose my virginity until a little later. I was
Yeah.
homeschooled. Like I wasn't doing
Yeah.
anything.
And then me too. I went to a small private
But
school, bro. Let me tell you something. The last time I went to a public school, probably fourth grade, from fifth grade all the way to my graduation, I went to a small private school.
yeah, yeah. So you don't have opportunities to, experiment or think about doing different things because you ain't around people
With
like that.
nobody. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but like my dad made sure that we would sit down and like we had a projector at the time and
Mhm.
we would watch movies or watch, like he pop popcorn. We just chill,
Chill and relax.
like and have the fan on right there.
Mhm.
It was hot as hell, but it was good times. So like it's like you appreciate those things, and hey, guess what? I had a bed,
Mhm.
I had clothes.
You had a
You
roof
know what I'm
over your head.
saying? Like
Mhm.
I had a comfortable place to be, even though it wasn't comfortable. Like certain circumstances weren't comfortable. For the for the most part, there was comfort, and we
Mhm.
had one car growing up.
Mhm.
And that's
Wow.
my parents had two, my mom worked nights, my dad worked days. We were at school. When I wasn't homeschooled, we were at our private school or public school. And then, like there was a lot, you have to do a lot of things to get around, but you
Mhm.
learn to adapt. You learn to keep pushing and keep going. And that I think that's where Cole was coming from, is like,
Mhm.
it wasn't sweet. I mean, it wasn't the glitz and glamour, but it
Mhm.
wasn't bad either. It wasn't this bad.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? And you learn to appreciate all those things that you went through. Like, come
Right.
on.
Right.
I probably wouldn't have the amount of patience that I have right now if I didn't go through a lot of stuff. I wouldn't be
Right.
able to learn how to adapt to just roll the punches. I wouldn't be able to do it as well now if I didn't
Mhm.
go through that kind of stuff. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
real,
So
man.
it's there's a lot of things to it, but that again, that's what I appreciate about Cole. Is like he's putting that there, like,
Mhm.
and you start to think about things that you went through, and like, you know what, I was tripping. I
Mhm.
I was tripping.
Yeah. And oh, through adolescence, it make you realize, like, dang, I was really tripping, bro. Like that track, one of my all time favorites. And now, Love Yours, like a connection to it.
Bro.
Love Yours, bro. I'm listening like everybody heard Mental Check. If you haven't, you can check out his episode too.
Hmm.
I literally just said I was in love with myself, loving my life. So listen to Love Yours now. Back then it was like, okay, I feel the inspiration. But when you actually go through it,
Yeah.
then you listen to it now, you like, woo, it
Yeah.
gets you chills.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. 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 That's another track, man. It's like we because that track, excuse me, made me really dive deep um into the pattern that of comparing myself to someone else
same.
and not appreciating what I had, not appreciating, the process.
Mm,
You're just so busy comparing yourself. Oh, like I'm not like this person, not like that person. Bro, I'm 31 years old. Okay.
mhm,
A lot of people that I grew up with married and have kids.
mhm,
There was a period of time where that was the goal because I grew up in church. That's another thing. I didn't. My story makes a lot more sense when you add all those components. But I grew up in a church, man, and we were
Same.
there about 4 days a week. So, like the comparisons and everyone that you're growing up with, saying, like, oh, I'm gonna have this and the other, and then you see by the time that they are those ages, they got this, that, and the other.
Mhm.
What the hell is going on with me?
Woo! Woo, we ripping the band-aid off
You
right
see what
now.
I'm saying? Like that's
Yup.
that, but that was the process. Like it was like, man, like I remember, and when this album came out, kid you not, and this is probably the last time that I did this. But my ex and I were in a bad. We looking back on it, she and I shouldn't have been in a relationship at that time
Mhm.
because neither one of us were actually like mature enough for it, nor were we ready for a relationship at that point in time. We were going through a lot of stuff that we didn't tell each other about, which killed the relationship.
Mhm.
Um, but I went out. This is probably the first time I actually told this story publicly, or at least on a podcast. But I went out and bought an engagement ring for her, thinking that was
Oh
gonna
wow.
solve our issues.
Oh wow. I gotta fall back.
You
Oh
see,
wow.
I went out. I went to K Jewelers. I kid you not. I got a ring. This thing was 3,000, right? I got it on
Okay.
sale for
Woof.
2,500. On
Oh,
sale for
woof.
2,500. So I'm thinking like, all right, cool. It's close to the one that she wanted because she and I had actually gone and looked at rings like a month or two prior.
Okay.
And so I knew the style that she wanted. So I went, got this ring, and she was over. She was actually in Texas for flight attendant school,
Okay.
and I'm 24 at this time. Everyone around me was starting to get married. That's part of the reason why I went and got the ring. I said,
Mm.
okay, so I should propose by 25. Let me do that. And I went, got the ring. She's in Texas for 2 months. We
Mm.
weren't talking for 2 months. We talked at least like two times that entire
Mm.
time. She she came back. I just knew she was cheating on me, bro.
Mm.
I just knew she was cheating on me. I was talking to friends, and this is one other lesson I learned. Don't talk to people. Don't tell everybody your business because,
Mhm.
and I told my best friend. I told my best friend. Of course, you're gonna talk to your best friend, right? I told my
Right.
best friend a lot of stuff that I was going through, but then he was also in a bad marriage.
Oh.
So he was telling me a lot of stuff that, he's like, yeah, she's cheating on you, dog. She's cheating on you. She's cheating on
Mhm.
you. And that was in my head. She's cheating, she's cheating, she's cheating.
Overthinking. Yup.
So I'm overthinking. I'm not mature enough to even just go, hey, what's up? Like we're not talking. Are you okay? Like what I just knew when I had told her when she was going. I said, just text me in the morning, text me at night, let me know you're good. I'm not saying we gotta be on the phone all the time. Because I know like the process of becoming a flight attendant is pretty hectic. But
Right.
by the time she came back, bro, I had the ring in my glove compartment.
Mhm.
I dropped her off at the airport. She had two or three suitcases. When she came back, she had seven. Mind you, she wasn't like working, but at this time, so I'm like, how in like that was confirmation for me. I'm loading all her suitcases into
Wow.
my car, and I'm just like this. I'm the entire time like, oh, she's cheating. Like she went this dude like just went and got her this, that, and the other. So I'm wilding out.
Mhm. Of course. Natural.
Rightfully so. You get that mindset, right?
Right.
So I'm driving her back home the entire time, cussing her out.
For
I
real.
cussed her out, bro. Come to find out, she reached out to me a couple, like in 19, I think, something like that.
Okay.
She reached out to me to apologize.
Mm.
She just said she felt like on her heart, like God was telling her just to apologize. And guess what? She
Well,
wasn't
she
cheating.
was. She wasn't.
Wasn't cheating. She just had an anxiety attack. But guess what? I wouldn't be able to accept it back then because I didn't know. that's what happens when you have anxiety. Like some people probably react differently to anxiety attacks, but
But I said I struggle with anxiety. I had anxiety attacks, so yeah, you're right. You struggle.
I deal with it too. I've had anxiety attacks on planes, bro. And guess what? The entire time I'm quiet, right? I didn't realize this is what she was doing. I didn't realize that's what was going on with her. So again, like I wasn't in that process. I wasn't in that
Fine.
mindset to just be mature enough to know what's going on, right? And but I say all that to say, like my whole issue at that time was comparing myself to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this person's getting married, that person's getting married. Okay, I'm next. I need to get married.
That's right. And I know it. And just imagine if social media was as hectic as it is now, back then. Because now when you go on Facebook, Twitter, especially Twitter after 10 o'clock, that's all you see. Probably far worse. Warning: don't you go on Twitter after 10 p.m. But
Bro, there's been porn on Twitter at 11 a.m.
like
Like
my Twitter name
Twitter,
Twitter.com no more. Twitter is Pornhub.com part
Twitter is
2.0.
wild.
Twitter is wild. Like Twitter don't care what you post. Like
Oh,
you go on Facebook, that somebody posted, it's getting taken down quick. But
yeah.
you go on Twitter, you see a old porno on Twitter from 3 years ago. You like, what this still doing on here? It's kids on Twitter, bro. Like, but that's how it is when you look at social media. Back when I talked about my breakdown, like as an actor,
Hmm.
bro, especially when you work with certain actors in the same field, but you see them blowing up, you like just like what you said. What is wrong with me? Relationship wise, like me, people who know me, they know I love hard. I'm a fall fast,
Yeah.
quick, which I'm working on. That's why I need to enjoy my singleness now.
And
But
honestly, I think that's something that we don't really talk about.
mm-hmm,
As men, we actually fall a lot harder and
hard.
faster than women do.
I knew I fall fast when I was talking to this girl for a month. I was ready to tell her I love her.
I did. That's what I'm saying. Like I understand because and
I did it in high
the same
school.
ex. We're the same
Look,
ex. Like,
I did it in high school, but that's high school. But I mean, as an adult,
hmm
no, like no, as an adult, telling them I love. I had a situation. I wanted to tell the girl I love her after 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Like
bro.
if a guy said, "Man, I don't fall for no female," yes, you do. If you don't,
Yeah.
then do this. You could okay. You might be talking to multiple females, but is there one female you love? Let her y'all get into it, and she talk to another dude. You gonna try to
Oh,
kill
you
her?
hurt.
Yeah, you better go
You are
ham. So
hurt. Like there's no way you're not.
not so right, bro. So like that right there, I used to look at relationships like, hey, bro, I don't want that, dog. Like looking at like I got this friends named Malik and Leah. Love them all my heart. That's how this is why I got upset. I didn't get married at 20 years old.
Hmm.
I had like on my 20th birthday, I was ticked. Like I was in like I was happy, like, yeah, thank you God for another. When I said, man, I looked at that's why I wear this ring. And my mom said that people probably already think I'm married. I'm not. I wear it because I wish I was. But I was like, I wish I was married. Because I
Yeah.
got a great example. Like my sister and her my sister's married. My mom's oldest daughter. She's married. Again, my friends Malik and Aaliyah.
Hmm.
They got married young. I think Malik and Aaliyah was 18, Malik was 19, and they both, if I'm not mistaken, they're gonna get on my head because I've known them since 2012. They're gonna get on my head if I get their ages wrong. If I'm not mistaken, I think Malik 24 now, and Aaliyah 23, and they've been married that long. Like, so that's why I compare myself. So when you see it about the marriage thing, I'm like, he just don't know. As though I'm younger than him, I can relate. I
Bro,
can
it's
most definitely
weird.
relate.
It's weird, and that's the whole thing about love yours. It's just like love, like
Love who you are.
who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Love like your process. Love like stop comparing yourself to this person, that
Everybody
person,
else.
and
Mm-hmm.
because truth be told, like you said earlier, people show you what they want you to see. Period.
Mm-hmm.
They don't show you the hardships. They don't show you the stressors. They don't show
Mm-hmm.
you the regret.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just the glamour. It's the glitz and glamour that's only shown. So and
Yeah.
that's why like this song for me was one of those things. I know J. Cole said that this is actually his favorite song of his.
Mm-hmm.
Um and I don't know that I have a favorite J. Cole track because it's like all of
It's
them
too
mean
diverse.
something to
Mm-hmm.
me, right?
got
All the
history with it.
albums mean something to me, and all that. But Love Yours, I will say, is one of my favorites. Is definitely up there because of the fact that, again, it's the message. Stop comparing yourself to everyone. Like that again, the whole issue that I had with my smile. Like I don't have like a Michael Strahan size gap in my teeth, right?
That man got big. That man got a huge gap.
I don't have that.
Uh-huh.
But for me, it was one of those things that I'm just like, man, I can't I can't enjoy my smile. I can't enjoy
Right.
who I am because I'm comparing myself to everyone else that has a type of smile that I wanted at that time, right?
Right.
Like, and then like like I'm looking at everyone, I'm just like, God, man, I wish I had that. And then I go like when I listen to that track, I'm just like, man, you know what? Like, bump all that. You know how much energy you're putting out in just comparing yourself to someone else?
Draining.
It's
Like
draining as hell, bro.
like my mental, like that situation with me, like
Yeah.
it drained me so hard, especially when especially you like drinking liquor on top of it,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
drains you
Yeah.
so hard. And
Yeah.
that's why man, my new video I just posted, Unbreakable.
Yeah.
Love, like since we talking about Love Yours slick help like got me at the point where I can like I'm really enjoying Unbreakable because
Yeah.
that's me. I'm
Yeah.
seeing that's me. That's how I am. And I had someone to talk to me yesterday actually about like how you talking about how people on the show what they want to see. They
Mm-hmm.
show the glitz and glam. My homeboy called me. He was like, a lot of people don't do that. He
Yeah.
said a lot of people when they vent he was like, they said, they say little stuff because they, you know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? They got an image to present. He
Mm-hmm.
said, but for you, even though you was like, you were going through a bad place, you vented. He said,
Yeah.
you expressed everything. He
Every
said,
single
ain't
thing. Yeah.
nobody, he said, ain't nobody doing that. I respect you. But to go back to relate that to Love Yours, every time I watch my video, it made me realize, hold on, I'm on my own path. I
Yeah.
love my journey because
Yeah.
I can look back and be
Yes.
like,
You can
dang,
appreciate more.
I got past this. Oh, this is where I
Yeah.
started and I upgraded from.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I love it. This is
Yeah.
this that's why J. Cole wrote was forever to me gonna be that. You know what? And people might disagree with me. You know who J. Cole is to me?
Cool.
A modern day Andre 3000.
Ooh.
J. Cole is a
Okay.
modern day
All right.
Andre 3000.
I get it. Yeah. I
And that's another artist.
Nice.
I like to say this because at one point, Andre, you could tell when Outkast, they first album, Andre was trying to do that hip hop thuggish dude type rap. But when he tapped into his inner soul, everybody like to say it was because of Erica Badu.
Mm-hmm.
She probably helped him found like introduce it, but I feel like he found it deeper himself.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
After that, you saw a difference in his wordplay and how he's delivering, how he just present himself. And
Yeah.
more I think about Andre 3000. I'm like, man, J. Cole made me wonder. J. Cole study him. Like, is he one of the artists that J. Cole was influenced by? Because
Yeah.
J. Cole is legit a modern day. The reason I said Andre 3000 don't release that much content, J. Cole don't either. When they do, the wordplay, like Andre 3000, he took a rock song, "Hey Y'all,"
Yeah.
and made that joint legit. Ain't nobody. Look, let me tell you something. Like I listen to rock music. That's only because of my dad. But the fact I got, if I play this
Yeah.
song on a game full of thugs, and one of those thugs started singing that song, they show you out like Andre 3000 was just. I hate to say it like this, was just that nigga. It's the same way about J.
Yeah.
Cole. J. Cole
Yeah.
is the same way. Like I said about my friend, like I got a friend named Deez. The man like certain rap. But when I
Mm-hmm.
heard him play Love Yours, I said it took me back.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
you listen to Love, you listen to J. Cole, bro?
Yeah.
J. Cole's that dude. Like you ain't gonna catch, you ain't gonna catch no. Let me see, for example, I don't expect somebody to listen to Will Smith unless you a diehard Will Smith fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you know, what I mean
Yeah.
that's prime example. Like I was
Yep.
gonna use Drake, but everybody got a favorite Drake song, no matter who you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
J. Cole,
Yeah.
why I hear people who don't relate to J. Cole and they got a song by him, they like bump. It made me say, my J. Cole, like you just said about KOD. showing that I don't have to do mumble rap, but I can show you.
Yeah.
Like the same way Andre 3000 was. Like, okay, y'all feel like I can only just stick to rap. No, I'm gonna do this rock song. Let's go with Adderall. That classical music they did for that whole soundtrack. He said, "You think I'm just Class of 3000 soundtrack?"
Yeah.
From his cartoon, like,
yeah,
it's crazy that I just put that together because J. Cole is the same way.
It's showing I'm that nigga.
I'm that nigga.
And I love that attitude because basically, like what we were talking about, early J. Cole, even though like I appreciate every project that he's done, but up until every mixtape and then the Sideline Story, those are J. Cole trying to fit in.
Yeah, and you can even tell, even when he was promoting, that man used to wear a lot of jewelry. He used to wear the latest clothes. I was like, that's why I like J. Cole now. That man don't care. That man throw on a hoodie and keep pushing. Like, you know what I mean?
It's born center up when you see J. Cole got comfortable with who he is.
Yeah.
With who he is, not trying to be Jay-Z, not trying to be Rakim, like
right.
He wants to be J. Cole. He wants to be Jermaine.
Right. And you got to think about it when he first came up. Look what all the rappers were like around that time. You had Lil Wayne, you had Kanye, you had Soulja Boy. Like, I don't remember nobody say when J. Cole first started dropping his mixtapes around there, Soulja Boy was that dude. So he was the main one with the chains, with the tattoos, with the clothes. Lil Wayne, chains, clothes. All those folks, Roscoe Dash, all those folks. So J. Cole, I can understand what he's doing, but I'm glad he said,
all do that.
Yeah, we all do
that. We all do go through that phase where we're trying to fit in. And then you see what works for you and doesn't work for you. And then there are some people that stay stuck in that pattern. But a lot of people move from that and be like, you know what? This doesn't work for me. That doesn't work for me. I like this. Right. And that's what it was for me. This time period, that's what that was for me. That's why 2014 Forest Hills Drive is such a classic to me, because it's like, okay, I'm figuring out who I am as a man. Like, it is different when you're trying to figure out who you are as a teenager to who you trying to figure out who you are as a man. Like, and like I had, of course, because I was homeschooled, you know, a lot of the stuff that I went through in my early to mid 20s was stuff that I probably should have gone through like my late teens. But because I was so secluded and sheltered and you know, in my own little space, a lot of that stuff never came to my mind to think.
Bro, that's crazy. That's why I feel like that's why I relate to you, and that's why that's why we started so close when we first met each other, because more and more we talk. I was like, man, I relate, because the same thing. My mom, she'll tell you too. My mom she'll say she feel like that she babied me a lot, because she always kept me so close in and so tight knit. So to hear you say that, and you older than me, to see like lots of, like, I agree with you. A lot of stuff I've been through. I'm just 21 years old. I'm not that much old. But half of the stuff I be going through, or I be feeling, I supposed to felt that when I was 16. I supposed to feel that when I was 17. So,
and that's the thing. Even a lot of stuff that I was going through, like, I'm like, yo, like, this is something that I should have done 10 years ago, man.
Right.
Like, and it, again, it's just that time going through that process, right? And I think I actually don't regret that it took me a little longer to get to where I was.
It's your journey.
It's my journey. But you know what? The brain doesn't develop until fully develop until about 25, right?
Okay.
So that's why for me, when I got to 24 and I realized I'm starting to struggle, I'm starting to fight with the identity that I took on versus my actual identity. Like, I was fighting who I actually was. And I'm trying to hold on to what I had. What I was holding on to was not Derrick Myers. What I was
You
holding
don't know
on
dead
to
weight.
was the facade of Derrick Myers. What I was holding on to was everybody else's thought of who Derrick was.
Same.
You see what I'm
Oh,
saying?
bro, you speaking facts. I agree.
So
Like,
it's like once I hit 24, I'm realizing that 25 things started clicking a little bit.
mm,
25 and 26, I swear to God, it literally things started to click a little bit better. And then once I got to 29, that's when I felt like another switch. Like it's like the best way I can describe it to you. Like you're driving a stick shift, right?
right.
And you can only go so fast in one gear. You have to switch to another gear.
Mhm.
That shift that I felt at 25, that was me going to the first gear. I mean, going into the second gear. And then 29, I'm going into the third gear, right? Like I'm
Right,
ramping
right,
up,
right,
I'm
right,
speeding up.
right.
I swear on everything, like the ability to process things got
Mhm.
better for me at 29. Between 29 and 30,
Wow.
I was
Wow.
able to slow things down and slow myself down to learn that I need to think about it. I need to think about it. I used to rush giving answers on things and committing myself to different things that I didn't want to be to be a part of. And 29, 30, I'm like, oh, I don't have to do that. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do
That's
that.
real.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then it started coming a little easier to me. And I'm like, okay, now I'm at this place in my life. Nothing, it's not perfect.
Yeah. And no, and bro,
It's
and I'm
not
just
perfect, but I'm still getting there. It's a journey. It's
right. It's
a
a
journey.
journey.
And that's the whole point of that album.
And I think, and for you to say that, I feel like I'm just not clicking in till now. Like
Right.
this
Right.
2021, I feel like, because like you said, when you were saying you hold on to facade, bro, I was holding on to people that I used to hold on to people because even if they did me wrong, I try
Yes.
to hold. I
Yes.
try to hold. I try to hold on
Yes.
to them because I want to pull out the side of me out of them.
Yeah.
I want to, like I always say, I would never do nobody wrong. And people ask, why you keep? Well, my mom, she was like, why you keep holding on to this person? You know they doing you wrong because because I'm not seeing who they really are. I'm seeing
You're
Darron in
ref-
them. I'm
and
trying to put
but
me
you're
in
also
them.
refusing to see the bad.
Yeah, you. I'm trying to see the
That's what
good.
hurts too.
I'm
Because
trying to force the good that I
you,
see in them.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And then it's like once you see that these people are who they actually are, it
Man,
makes
it
it a lot
hurts.
easier. It hurts, but it makes it a lot easier to walk away.
Yeah.
Because like
Bro.
I don't need that type of energy in my life, bro.
Yeah,
I
I
pissed
told
off a
somebody
lot
who
of
did me
people
wrong.
in 2017, bro. I pissed off a lot of people walking away.
Oh, wow.
I got a whole
Wow.
list of people I turned my back on. You know
I know
why?
what.
Because the
Why?
negative energy wasn't conducive to me and where I
Mm.
was in life and my
Whew.
journey. And that's exactly when I stopped comparing myself to everyone.
And you know what? And that's why I'm feeling like right now my constant thing is I'm always asking remove the people that's not meant for my life and
Right,
bring in the right people. But
right,
back
right.
then it used
But
to hurt
people
so
don't.
much.
But see, even that prayer, people don't understand how powerful that is.
My wait, bro, literally when I said it, literally a day or two later, bam, it's just like it
Yeah,
hurt me so bad. But now I'm still saying it. Help me not to feel the hurt. Help me
right,
understand that it's meant is right for my life.
right.
Because I realized that was most of my depression that came from holding on to people
Exactly.
who wasn't meant for me. Like I told
And
somebody, I
comparing
said,
yourself to them.
right. I told somebody who did me wrong. I was like, bro, I would never have done you like that. They were
Right.
like, well, I don't care. I said, you know why? Because I be hoping the Darron in me, the Darron I know. I'm like, I would not do you like that. Can you put that in you and you can realize and then we can connect?
Yeah.
But not only that's they don't care. That's one.
Right.
Two,
Right.
that's toxic for my own mental health, and I'm
Right.
only bringing more self sadness and self hurt to myself because of wherever they gonna still do me wrong, they gonna still do me dirty. That's
You know
not
what
still
it's
clicking.
like?
What?
It's like drinking poison, knowing you got
Right.
poison in your cup.
Ooh.
It's like you're holding on to something that's not good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And people, there may even be people telling you, like, yo, that ain't the right thing. Ah, I'm good. And that's the whole issue, like between I would say maybe even 17 to about 24, where we as men, we have that whole thing of like, I'm a man.
Right.
You
Not
can't
knowing,
tell me this. You
man.
can't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about.
A hard
Because
head
it's
make
like
a soft behind.
yes, but then it's also that it's just that ego that
Mhm.
we also that's perpetuated through generations of not listening to people and saying I was wrong.
Mhm.
Just accepting and understanding that I can actually be wrong about
Mhm.
something. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing. So it's like if you're learning that between 20 and 21, I guarantee you by the time you hit 25 and your brain fully develops,
Mhm.
that's
Bro.
why Fred Hampton was so dangerous. Because
Oof.
think about how he would have been. They had to kill him at 21 because if he was 5,
Mhm.
30, 35, 40, doing all the stuff that he was actually talking about, Jesus
That, and
Christ.
let's connect it back to me. Let's connect it back to music. It's crazy
Yeah.
how you said the brain develops at 25. How old was Tupac when he died? You know what I mean? So if he stayed
And
alive,
you
you see
saw
what
his
he
evolution before he died, right?
done it, right? But right before he turned 25, look at all the stuff he was doing. So I just
Mm-hmm.
imagine, because like people ask Ice Cube, do you feel like Tupac would continue to be an actor if he never died? He said, and a lot of people said, no, Pac would have been in politics.
Yes.
And that they was afraid of. They was
That's exactly what they were
afraid of
afraid of.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to go back and the connect love yours and J. Cole all that. That's why I don't mind J. Cole sit back. Cause the stuff like the way his mind was, you see how Love Yours took it. We talking about a track, and we went into a deep conversation about mind, just self-reflection,
Yeah.
stop causing self-pain to yourself.
Right.
J. Cole is that like man, if he listened to this, man, Mr. J. Cole, man, bro, thank you for being who you are because
Hey,
this
man.
album saved people and it develops conversations.
Yeah.
Like we literally broke it down and we talk about personal things that could probably somebody who's struggling with the same thing but don't have no one to talk to.
Right.
And like
Right.
Derrick could say, he probably could agree with me, man, bro. Wherever you going through, just know that's not the end. Stay straight.
Not at all.
Found that outreach. Fine, bro. You can do it. And you know what? And I feel like this next song is the perfect song we could talk about. You know what? This the song for me. After that, if you got another track you want to talk about, you're more than welcome to bring it up. But this
Yes, sir.
song right here, I played it every day. I played it when I woke up. I played it while I took a shower. I took get my day ready. It was GOMD.
Bro, I kid you not. I was hoping you would talk about that.
Bro, GOMD was my track.
Yes.
Bro, like people who I work with in Crow Peace, they can tell I used to be walking around bumping their junk like that song right there. Hands up, everybody won. Cold outside, he said he got a gun. Like that right there, bro. Like that wordplay. I was like, this nigga is crazy. Like,
Bro.
bro, that song right there just I get chills.
J. Cole, like I used to play this track to like almost feel like I was like validating what I was going through.
Right. Oof.
Like just the process, like just validating the process because like you got like I was feeling pressure from people to be this that and the other.
Mm-hmm.
GOMD. That's the
Mm-hmm.
entire time. I'm just reciting. Like back up, bro.
Man, I ain't
Back
gonna lie.
off.
When I listen to GOMB, I feel like I'm the man. I'm like, bro,
Yes, it's that
like,
attitude. It's like
man,
it's basically like that same attitude that KOD has.
yes. Ooh,
Just a small
yes,
sample.
it is. Yes, bro. Yes, yes. I like that. I like that. And
Yeah.
what I like about GOMD, bro, it was just like he was. I like the cockiness in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, the number knows that she's taking off the clothes. Like that, just the way he was talking on there. Like, and then what I like about it too, in the second verse, he said, "Lord, if I change, turn me back into Jermaine." And you know what? And
Yes.
I started thinking deeper. I don't. If you listen to this album, I bet people probably thought maybe he talking about he feel like himself changing. No, I feel like he was talking about. I feel like he was talking about his old self, like we were just talking about the diamond watches, the chains, and the way he was rapping. That's why I feel like because the way he said it, and he even said it made me realize. He said, "This is the part that the thug skipped." When he said it, I was like, "Yeah, he talking about his O's over the change. He talking about not even if he wasn't talking about himself. He probably thug. Like, okay, we can use another rapper for example. Let's see, Lil Peep. I bet if he heard that part, he was like, "Yeah, let me turn it off." You know, this is the part of the thug skip.
But then it's also that's the part where the instrumental changes, right? Like it's not that hard. It's not that hard beat. It's not that hard message. He gets a little softer. He gets a little more. He gets a little more mellow. And you know, it's like I like that, man. One line he's like, "Niggas fake as anime."
Yep.
That's I kid you not. When this album came out, I'm like, this nigga's fake. That nigga's fake. Like fake. Y'all just fake as hell, man. Like come on. And you say you're real. You're like, and that's the thing that always got me. It's like, God, dog, man. Like
and then I like the end where he had like the little African beat. He was like, when you got my piece in your mouth, he said, "Man, he just put the rest of your mouth." He said something like that. He said, "Put the rest of your mouth." Like I didn't realize, and then when I went back and looked at the history, I was like, "Man, that fool was real deal hard on J. Cole for no reason." So for him to make that track, that track to me was like if Hit 'Em Up if Hit 'Em Up by Tupac was a little bit calmer. That what GOMD was. And if Hit 'Em Up wasn't targeting one person, that what Hit 'Em Up was. GOMD. I know I'm probably get a lot of backlash from Tupac. Hey, let me tell you something. I'm a Tupac fan myself. Listen, that's how GOMD was for me. That's from my perspective.
Yeah. But it like to me, it's just like a middle finger to the industry.
Right.
Yeah. That's basically it to me. Like it's him, like we were talking about his evolution before, and it's like that's the point where he's just like, you know what, I'm done. Like I'm done with all of this. I'm going to do it my way, and that's the attitude that I had at this point in my life. And I did the exact same thing.
Come on, preacher.
I did the exact same thing. I kid you not. I basically threw up a middle finger to all these people that was that fake.
Disrespect me up.
That I'm comparing myself to.
Move.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm done, bro. I'm done.
You know what?
I'm good.
And that's GOMD, bro. Like
exactly.
Honestly, if I was like, I'm thinking about like, I'm going ahead and announce it. Like I'm still doing the acne there, but I'm thinking about getting back in the ring.
Yes.
If I start having my first match, that's gonna probably be the interest music for me. Like GOMD. Hey. If I was a heel, that's the song, bro. Like GOMD is that track, bro, and that's why I saved that track for last because I felt like if I did it anytime in any other order, it'll do a disservice. Like GOMD was like, if you haven't listened to GOMD, stop this right now.
Yeah.
Go listen to it and then tell us what you think about it.
Bro.
Because that's just so dope.
My dad walked in on me listening to that track.
Okay.
And I'm a grown man, so it's not like, you know, but I felt weird because of the fact like he's not listening to the track for the whole message. Context and the message of the track. All he's hearing is them saying repeatedly, "Get off my dick."
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I got to turn it, but or turn it down because like I don't want to disrespect my parents. Like my parents, you know, mid to late 50s, so they're
same here.
It's
but mine's kind of
generation, but you know, like people just like you. If you listen to this track, if you listen to this album again, it's what the punches
that would have hit.
That's what draws you in.
Right,
But
right,
you
right,
go to
right.
listen to the actual message, you're understanding what he's meaning. And it's not literally like every again, Wet Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
That track is not literally just about sex.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. It's a story. It's a story. It
Yeah,
is
and
a
that's why
way. It's a way to relate.
I give credit to my pops. Like I relate to you not trying to be because both of my parents in their 50s.
Yeah.
So how you say how your pops is, you don't want to disrespect your parents. That's how I am towards my mom because that's how mom the music I listen to. That's how my mom is with me.
Yeah.
She don't listen for the story or the concept. She like really something. But my dad on the other hand, my dad is a huge music fanatic. Like blues, old school.
Yeah.
Cause my mom just blues and gospel.
Yeah.
So you know they music different. But like
Mhm.
my dad, blues, old school. But my dad, if he, I know he gonna listen to this, he gonna probably tell me if I'm wrong. But to me, from being around him, even the phone call that we had last night, my dad's favorite genre is hip hop. Like he
Mhm.
don't listen to the newer raps. He listens to J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and Drake. But he like old school, like Pop, Biggie, Big Daddy Kane,
Yeah. Yeah.
Slim Thug. Like my dad is a deep hip hop fan, so like those punchline. My dad actually talked about J. Cole punchline. I think he was talking about. I think we was talking about no role models.
Mhm.
My dad can respect. Like my dad would like personally. If I said my dad listened to Get Off My Dick, my dad would like this song.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like in my heart, my dad would like this song. So I
Yeah.
understand it, and especially with the punchline. My dad introduced me to punchline because back then I used to just listen to the song to listen to the
Just for
song.
the beat.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
but my
Yeah.
dad, I remember we was on the road. This how I got deep into Tupac. Like my dad introduced me to Tupac when I was younger. Yeah, I
Mhm.
seen him Poetic Justice. Yeah, I seen him on Juice. But music wise, my dad introduced me to Tupac.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, when Tupac was going by Machiavelli after his deal, Machiavelli, me and my girlfriend,
Mhm.
growing up, I'm
Mhm.
thinking he talking about legit him and his girlfriend, not knowing
Mhm.
he talking about a whole gun.
Yeah.
Only reason
Yeah.
I knew that because
Yeah.
of my dad, because my dad didn't just, he ain't the type of guy to be like, you heard what he said? Did, did you get it? He ain't just, if you say you don't get it, he ain't gonna tell you what it is. He gonna play it over and tell you, nah, pay attention.
Pay
Cause
attention.
like last night he made me listen to 3 songs that Snoop Dogg sample for Gin and Juice. 3 songs.
Oh
The
yeah.
the first time I did it, I said, Pop, I ain't getting it. What is it? He said, nope, play it again. I literally had to play the jumps 4 times to actually get it. Second time, I was like, I gave him a song, and he was like, nope, play it again.
Yeah.
The third time, I was like, all right, Pop, just tell me what it is. He said,
Yeah.
nope. And the fourth time, when I still couldn't get it, he was like, oh, son, don't disappoint me. He said, listen to Gin and Juice. I said, Snoop Dogg, Gin and Juice? He was like, yeah. He said, I know you know that song. I said, of course.
Yeah.
I played the song, the little first part, I just turned it off. I said, oh, man. And he
Yeah.
started laughing. I was like, oh, man. I couldn't
Yeah.
get it. That's how my dad is. That's why I have such a deep connection with music. And also acting. My
Mhm.
dad,
Mhm.
movies, my dad is the same way. He
Mhm.
said, do you get why he did it like that, do that like that? And when I tell him, nah, I'm trying to get it. Again, he don't say it. He rewind the scene
Yeah.
and make me watch it. He like, you gonna get it.
Study it.
So and my dad's in the main reason like that. And my dad, his advice for me every time if I like mess up on something,
Mhm.
he always said, he said with a smile, he said, be a student of the game, even if you good at it.
Exactly. Exactly.
The pop. So my dad
But
put me
that's
on, man.
but that's what the greats do.
Mm-hmm.
That's why J. Cole is so great. That's why Kendrick is so great.
Mm-hmm.
They study,
Mm.
even though they are, I mean, they're at the top,
Yeah,
right?
they at the top.
Those are
Legit.
people you would consider of this time. They are the best. They
Mm-hmm.
are the best, especially
That's
on the
how
main.
Tupac and Biggie.
Yeah, yeah, and especially in the mainstream. Now, there's
Mm-hmm.
underground artists. There's artists that aren't as well known, but they are
Big
still
Kurt.
comparable. Yeah, they're still comparable.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, um, but those guys do their homework. They study.
Mm-hmm.
They know. And you have, if you want to be great at something, you can't you can't stop studying when you get to the top
Right.
because that's how you
Right.
fall off.
You be lost in the sauce.
You got to continue to study, to read, to listen. Be It's basically being a student of life. The only way you're not a student of life is when you're dead.
Ooh.
You just gotta pay attention. You got to be willing to pay attention.
Hey, go ahead, copyright that. We got that from OTS founder Derrick. Y'all can't use that. We're gonna copyright that. Use we soon, bro.
Yeah.
But that's dope, bro. And GOMD. That's the track. And before we end this, before we go at the end, bro, I'm gonna ask you 3 questions.
Yes,
right?
Sir.
You gotta give me your best option. You could don't think hard. You just gotta be like, okay.
All
right. Favorite J. Cole feature?
The first one that's coming to my mind is Zendaya. But then that's also not it. It's another one he did with Kaz. Hold on.
Like you said for the like they were saying in the fans, throw an audible.
Throw an audible, yeah. Knock the Hustle remix. That's it. That's it.
I think for me, even though you can kind of say it was his track, but I feel like it's more like a feature. Down Bad.
Oh, yeah.
Down Bad. I was gonna go with Under the Sun, but no, Down Bad is legit. It legit say featuring J. Cole.
Yeah.
Down Bad.
Yeah.
That's the one for me.
And there's so many to choose from, man.
No, but hey, that's your top one. I had to throw it on you.
That's
all right, bro.
I'll put that up there. Yeah.
Okay. now, as a J. Cole fan, for the second question, you're gonna have to pick. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. I'm gonna hit you with the big guns, bro. I'm gonna hit you with it. You ready?
Yes, sir.
You got KOD versus For Your Eyes Only. Which one? Now listen, and then don't even think about your history with it. I know you got deep rooted history with both albums.
Yes.
If you had to remove that and just listen to as a J. Cole fan and just removing your history, KOD versus For Your Eyes Only. Who would be the winner? Who would be the Tom Brady in that album for you?
All right, so removing my actual connection to For Your Eyes Only. Commercially, KOD is what you go through with, right?
Okay.
But I'm actually going to go with For Your Eyes Only. Because of the fact that it's just one of those tracks that it's For Your Eyes Only is more of what I connect to with J. Cole than KOD. So I'm going to choose For Your Eyes Only over KOD because of the fact that the connection with me being able to just like relax, calm down, breathe. That's what I'm going to choose For Your Eyes Only. KOD though, if I'm taking it for a commercial reason
aspect,
so the commercial success with it, I'll take KOD. But for my selfish personal reasons, I'm going For Your Eyes Only.
Okay. Last question. In the music universe, let's go on music. Everybody loves the MC universe. Everybody loves Marvel.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the things like the Avengers, Infinity War, Endgame, where we bring all these incredible people together.
I know.
So in the music universe, everybody would love to see, because I remember I used to have this poster. It was J. Cole, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar, and everybody always wanted a J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar joint.
Yes.
A joint album. J. Cole and Drake joint album. All three of them. But if you had to take away Kendrick Lamar and Drake, what is that one artist you like if he did a collaboration album or just a song, just one song, or like you say, go back to your roots, a mixtape?
Yes.
Who would be that artist you would like to have a collaboration with J. Cole?
Boss. I want. So there are multiple people that I would choose for that too. But I want a joint project between Cole and Boss. I want a joint project with Cole and Jid. You know, like because there Jid brings out something in Cole that Boss doesn't. Boss brings out something in Cole that Jid doesn't. Right? So we get two different types, two different sides of Cole.
Like Kobe and Shaq.
We get two different sides of them when they do tracks with Cole. So or we get two different sides of Cole when he does tracks with them. So my first one I will say Boss, because I was actually thinking about that last week. What a Boss.
And you know what? Album. You know who I would have collab with him? And you know what? I feel like it'd just be super dope because the way they both deliver their wordplay. Joyner Lucas.
Ooh.
J. Cole and Joyner Lucas on the track. Just think about it. Because listen, Joyner Lucas is also a great storyteller. I'm not racist. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Will. You know what I mean? Like all those things. And you throw J. Cole in, just imagine. I'm not racist remix or I'm not racist part 2 with J. Cole, Joyner Lucas, because they both have their connections of having a black parent and a white parent.
Yeah.
And growing up, it's a mixed child. So just imagine it.
I like that. I like that. That's a good one.
Hey, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, you listen to this and J. Cole and Joyner Lucas ever do a collaboration, it was my idea. So
yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So I think honestly, I feel like that would be so dope. It'll be so cool because it's just the delivery, the wordplay, and all of that. I feel like Joyner Lucas, I didn't like the Pat because of the Will Smith joint. He's out there more like clothes wise and stuff like that. But before that, Joyner Lucas was so low key like J. Cole.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know what Joyner Lucas looked like until probably when he was promoting the I'm Sorry song. But before that, like I'm Not Racist, I thought that was legit the white dude and the black dude. Well, the white dude rapping it first. Till I heard the black dude rapping. I was like, oh, okay. But he's so low key himself. And also what I like about Joyner Lucas too, he's just like J. Cole, he takes his time with his music. He might release sooner than him, but he takes his time though. He takes his time with it.
Yeah, no, I'm with that, bro. I'm with that. That's a tough one, man. That's a good one. I might have to change my answer.
I know you did. Why?
I'm like, oh my god.
I said that. Look, I noticed when I said it, you said that. You're like, hold up. Did you just hit me with that one? Like, yeah, I'm gonna hit you with the big guns.
That's a good one.
This we gotta get them. Hey, matter of fact, I want to throw out a challenge. If anyone listening to this know how to make mixed audio, like those mash up on YouTube, mash up a J. Cole and Joyner Lucas song and tag us in it. Please. Speaking of tag, Mr. Derrick, it was fun having you on. You my boy. You can always come back on.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling people to tag us. Where can they find you on your social media accounts?
So you can find me at Derrick_OTS. That's DERRICK. The black way to spell it. But I would rather you not follow me. I'm fun on Twitter. I'm hilarious on Twitter. But I would rather you follow OTS. You know, at OTS guys. Just follow those. It's all Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube.com/OTS guys. You can find everything everywhere. You're gonna find all the stuff we do, the website. I Am Tramont is one of our biggest shows, and I appreciate you for coming under the brand, bro. This thing is phenomenal. You're doing your thing. You're killing it. Yes, I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate your vulnerability, because that's something that we as men, I think that's something that we have to embrace, right? Like that's something that we have to be willing to do more. And I think our generation and after will actually be more willing to do that. Previous generations aren't. They just that ain't happening.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And people, I just had a conversation with the lady named Aaliyah I told you about earlier, who's married. We just talked about it. We feel like people make it seem like it's a bad thing to express yourself or just take care of your mental health. They think it's a bad thing at all. Like it's like, for example, it's okay for you to go to the doctor to get a regular checkup, but it's not okay for you to get a checkup in your mental status, your mental health. Like
Well,
it's a
see,
weird thing in this community, you know.
it's not even it's not the only thing that's learned behavior, but if you think
Hmm.
about it, like it's something that it's pride, right? Like
Yeah, yeah. They
even
don't
with
want to admit that they hurting.
even with the physical part, like guys don't want to go get checked out. I'm good. I'm all
Mhm,
right. I'm all right.
mhm,
And then like I knew a guy that when I was a kid. No, I'm sorry. I think I had just gotten into college. I had to be like 18, 19. And a dude that I had known since I was a kid. Everybody told him, "Hey, go get your prostate checked." I'm not doing that. I don't want no man sticking it. I don't want nobody sticking a finger in my butt, all that stuff, right?
mhm.
Died, prostate cancer.
Wow.
Right? Like so
Wow.
it's one of those things, it's just pride and ego over something that's so
Mhm,
small. Like if you address it early,
mhm.
you can actually have
Yeah,
a better life.
like, yeah, and that's
That's
why
what I
I'm
understand.
honored. That's why I'm honored for you to bring me under the OTS banner with my show, because I want to be the
Sure.
advocate for that.
For sure.
Because it's no telling who's watching or listening, because
Hmm.
they might be struggling the same thing. They could be like, wow, he's 21 and he's getting older, but he's still expressing himself and he's sharing his experience. Shoot, man, maybe I need to go somewhere to go get checked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe I need to go somebody to vent to. So that's
Yeah.
the main purpose of it. Of course, we're gonna talk about some wrestling. Of course, we're gonna talk about some entertainment, but I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice. I feel like in my heart, it's meant for me to be an advocate for Black men mental health, or just I just want to take the gender away for Black mental health,
Hmm.
and just to reach out to people, and
For sure.
it was an honor. And bro, I thank you so much for this. Is like
Oh
my
man.
big bro, the OTS family, you guys, please, like he
Yes,
said,
sir.
please go on OTSguys.com. OTS is a got amazing shows. You got Past the Ox, Life's a Botch,
Yep.
Realist. You got all these incredible shows. There's so many. It's a lot that I want to say, but
Bro,
it's
it's
so
like
many
25
shows.
shows.
25 shows. Please check
Yeah.
them out. Every single one of them are incredible.
Yes, sir.
Guys,
Thank you.
if you
Thank
want to
you.
follow me, you can follow me on at Vibing with the 90s, or you can find me on Facebook, Darren Tramont, or you can also follow me on OTS. Go on OTSguys.com. You can also see me on there.
Yes,
You
sir.
guys, this was an awesome episode. Derrick,
Yes, sir.
thank you again for coming on.
No problem
Hey,
at all,
listen
bro.
up. Well, listen up, you guys. We got a special coming. We got a lot more coming. The next guest I have playing, ladies, I think you should check it out because this is gonna be something special. All
Yes.
right, this your man. Peace out.